The DA prosecuting Trump in Manhattan just sued a member of Congress and lost. We're going to explain. So going back to New York, as everybody knows, this guy, that's Alvin Bragg. He's the district attorney.
Hey.
That's exactly right. That's a good Fat Albert voice, by the way. Used to love him in the old days.
I don't want to insult Fat Albert.
Yeah, he filed a restraining order, this guy, the district attorney, against Jim Jordan, member of Congress. But it got turned down by the judge yesterday.
He did a restraining order?
He filed a restraining order against a member of Congress.
Really?
To not investigate his Trump indictment.
I did not know that, because I know he did he was suing Jim Jordan, but I didn't know he did a restraining order as well.
The restraining order was thrown out by the judge, who was appointed by, drum roll please, Donald Trump.
Nice.
So Alvin Bragg files this in the federal court, right, to restrain Jim Jordan from investigating how a federal law has been turned into a New York indictment, which constitutionally nobody understands. It's impossible, right? And so he files a restraining order against Congress, and the judge threw it out. However, he's still suing Congress. Okay. Which, over the next several weeks or whatever.
So wait. Sorry, right? Barry. What? So the judge throws it out, and Alvin Bragg is still going forward with it as if the judge did not throw it out?
Well, no. There's two things. There's two things, right?
Okay.
So let's break it down.
So the him suing Jim Jordan is still there. It's just the whole point of the restraining order.
Emergency restraining order to stop Congress.
So isn't a restraining order typically restraining, or it's just to stop Congress from looking into the matter?
It's an emergency. It's an emergency to prevent imminent harm. And so the judge goes,
right.
What?
See, that's my thing. Was he thinking Jim Jordan was going to get on the airplane to go to New York and beat him down?
Well, he doesn't need to, right? So he didn't need to. The fact of the matter is the judge threw it out. So now you've got a constitutional fight between this guy and this guy. My guess is that the federal court system will side under the supremacy clause with the federal government over the state government, because the fact is, Will Johnson, it's a federal law that they've bootstrapped into an indictment in New York City. Don't underestimate Jim Jordan. He's not going to get his butt kicked by this guy that George Soros spent $1 million to make the district attorney in New York. So we'll wait and see. What do you think is going to happen to Bragg's case?
I think it's already falling apart. I mean, when they came out and they showed what the indictment was, and they were asking, well, okay, what are the charges in the indictment? He said, well, you know what? I don't have to show you what the charges are. Huh?
He's not talking about it.
Yeah, I don't have to show you what the charges are because the law say I don't have to. So basically, Barry, your defense lawyer would not have access to the information that they said that you committed when it came to breaking the law.
Right.
What? That's not even how the law system works. But according to them, if you're President Trump, if you're American, you're a Trump supporter, American, you like America, you love America, the rules apply differently than they do to those on the left. Because those on the left believe they are above the law.
As we've talked about, 4 or 5 different prosecutors have looked at this case on a federal and state level, all of whom hate Trump. And they all threw it out. They said, we can't prosecute.
There's nothing there.
Expired.
Yeah.
It's a misdemeanor in New York. It's a federal law. There's no state law. And the lady that supposedly got the money Stormy Daniels has come out and said it had nothing to do with Trump. I made a deal with Cohen, right? And Cohen's attorney came out and said, after the attorney-client privilege was waived, Trump didn't know anything about it. Cohen did it on his own. He told me.
Yeah. I mean, it's so bizarre. But they don't care about the actual facts. Just get Trump. Just get Trump. And you know what, Barry? Trump is just a shiny object. This whole thing, because it's a whole sham. Just like
Russia.
It's a whole sham. Right? I mean, the whole thing is, all of it is a sham. And they know it's a sham, but they're doing that to get us to pay attention to the shiny object instead of what they're actually doing. You know, the banks,
and the
all
new
this other
polling
stuff
is now saying half of America says, well, because of the indictment, which we don't know exactly what it is because they won't tell us, maybe Trump shouldn't run for president. So in that sense, it's working.